Oh my goodness, aloha. Welcome back to the Real Trash Podcast. You are here with the host, Noah James Markham. The Trash Podcast. We talk about all kinds of trashy subjects on our podcast. And I'm so excited to be back with you guys for another episode today. I'm so excited. And we talk from trashy subjects, from politics to celebrity trashy celebrity subjects, um, and then also from Disney subjects too. We like to talk about Disney a lot on here. And then also I like to talk. I started to introduce this one more. If I don't have any topics to talk about, um, what the weekly update and what my life has been through the week. And so you get to keep in store with me. You're kind of like my therapy. I get to tell you what has been going on with my life. Um, you know, because it's just a great coping skill to have to be able to talk to people. I know it's kind of brave of me. I know it's brave of me that I have to do this. Um, I don't think everybody wants to expose their life out there, but I am just lucky enough that I can be honest and truthful with my life. And yeah, thank you for all the followers that have been with me all along. Thank you for the people that have been watching my podcasts, my YouTube channel, um, my vlogs, to my reels, my I like to dance a lot. And thank you for being here on this journey with me. Also, um, and the number one subject I like to talk about on this podcast, I like to talk about disabilities on this podcast. And hi, my name Aloha. I am from Hawaii, the great state of um, the beautiful Hawaii. um, Oahu. I am from Oahu. And yeah, so it's just great to have the privilege and honor that I'm able to talk um, uh, as a Hawaiian. Um, I don't live there anymore, but I do live in now in more of the mainland. I live in Arizona now. Yes, because I was placed and priced out of paradise. So that's pretty sad. That's really sad. Um, but also my main goal on this subject is on this podcast to talk about disabilities, and that um, any disability is welcome here. Not every disability or anybody that has a disability will agree with what this podcast is about and will agree with my opinions. Um, they may go on to a difference. Um, they might be not for these opinions that I come with, but I like to explain to people that yes, I have this podcast that I welcome people from the diverse, have anything from transgender, the gay, straight, whatever you are welcome here on this channel. Remember that, and your disability, you are welcome on this channel. Um, and yeah, so hi. I like to introduce myself all the time when I get onto this podcast, and um, I do have disabilities. I've had it since I was born out of my mother's stomach. Yes, I was diagnosed with hard of hearing right away when I came out of her stomach. Um, yeah, so I have a hearing loss. It's pretty low of a hearing loss. Um, yeah, close to death. Um, but luckily, I've learned how to sign language when I was very young, so I know how to sign language. That is my. I'm very fluent in it. I can watch people sign it. Um, and yes, I have deaf. I have a deaf friend that is I'm deaf, and we communicate with sign language all the time. Thankfully, she has been a best friend of mine for so long. Um, And I'm so grateful for her that she's been by my side for so long. Um, and I'm very grateful for that friendship. And yeah, I am on the autistic spectrum. And yeah, that's another one that I think people need to understand more is that I am autistic. And people need to accept that. And I think that's the big thing that turns a lot of people off is you're autistic and they think that you don't have emotions, and autistic people seem to have more emotions, um, more outbreaks, more just different ways to express themselves. Also, um, I've also had intellectual disabilities. I have intellectual disabilities from learning disabilities. So, like when I'm trying to, for example, when I'm in school, I will need extra help in school from accommodations, from watching the interpreter in the classroom. Um, excuse me. Sorry. Oh, we just gotta be. um, from watching the interpreter. Um, to somebody writing notes, teacher notes, in the back of the classroom, or whoever can somebody can write the teacher's notes for me while I'm trying to focus on the teacher and watch the sign language interpreter to really comprehend what the teacher is talking about more. Or maybe I'll need a tutor after class to help me with the homework, and then also maybe I will need extra time on homework, or um, we'll need a place to go test in a private place, and maybe I will need accommodation there. Maybe I will need somebody to read my test. Maybe I will need somebody to um, help me. I would say maybe I will need the teacher's notes on my test. So those are some of the main things that I like to use, accommodation wise. But yeah, so welcome. You're welcome here on my channel. And today we are on another weekly um, podcast today. And I'm so thankful for you guys being here and watching my podcast for wherever you are in the world. And yeah, so this week has been very, like I said, I actually went to the Kamala Harris um, concert. I mean, concert. I went to a Kamala Harris event um, last week. Yeah, last week, Saturday, in Arizona. It was very nice to be there at the Kamala Harris event. Kamala Harris Wall's event. It was great to be there. Um, I had a great time there. But there was a lot of people there. There was some people that are very energized. I was more energized than most people. Um, but I was very pumped and energized and ready to fight to get this job done in November. And I still am for this. But also, um, I like to go back into time a little bit when Joe Biden started to run this election, right? Um, and when the debate came, the first debate came in 2024 with Biden and Trump, right? We were on board with Biden, right? Right? We were on board with him. I know I was 100% in for Joe Biden, right? Um, and then all of a sudden, you know, Joe Biden might have slipped a little bit in the beginning, um, but I just don't believe in that. I don't always believe in debate. I don't believe that the debate will reveal the outcome of the election of November, right? And so that's where a lot of people come into place, right? And so once Joe Biden and Donald Trump were done with the debate, media decided to come out and say, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know that." Joe Biden was gonna come out like this. Let's just pause there, right? Media outlets from CNN, Fox, ABC, all these outlets came out, right? Oh my God, this is one of the most disastrous debates from Biden. And I don't know how he's gonna get numbers after this debate. So then, a lot of people, and I was there rooting. I was helping the campaign out, whatever I could do to help get Joe Biden and Kamala Harris elected. And a lot of people will say this, right? Well, Joe Biden was horrible, horrible. And in my opinion, I'm like, how malicious could you say that about the president? Well, you're not even the one that's the president of the United States, right? You're not even the one that got Donald Trump out of office the first time, okay? The first try. Who got him out of office? Joe Biden. Joseph Biden got him out. I'm going to make this clear, right? Because I think everybody gets this kind of twisted a little bit. Now, it would be great if Kamala can beat Donald Trump too, and she'll be the first Black Asian, I guess. Asian, and they say she has Indian. Some people say she's not Black, she's more Indian, whatever. Skeptical, whatever it is. I'm all in for the Harris Walz ticket too. But also, I take a step back and I realize that where was all the support? Now since there's a new ticket, right? So Nancy Pelosi came out, Obama came out, Clinton. I don't think Hillary Clinton came out at all about Joe Biden after that disastrous debate. I think a lot of them were like, "Oh my goodness, like he is doing really bad in the polls, right?" And but like I said, I don't believe that the polls is the right thing to look at, right? So it's just very interesting that now people are on board with Kamala Harris and Walz ticket, right? There's tons of people here for the Kamala Harris and the Walz ticket in Arizona, right? In my head, I'm like, okay, well, if this was Joseph Biden running again and Kamala Harris was the vice president, I was thinking, hey, would there be this many people in this crowd? And my first instinct was, yeah, I bet there's not going to be a lot of people here in this building today supporting Joe Biden. And I really believe in that because as I hear people from the Democratic Party, they were just saying, how disastrous of a debate did he have? But that is just the most uncommon way to try to take down your political party, right? You're trying to win the election, right? You're not trying to make the president look bad. And so now that he's in office, right? Now he's not on the ticket. Now Kamala Harris is the nominee. Next week is the Democratic National Convention. Few days there. Joe Biden will be there. Obama will be there. Hillary Clinton will be there. Bill Clinton will be there too. And I don't remember who else. And I know that Nancy Pelosi might have something to do with this, but she may not say that. And so this is another frustrating thing to me too, is that Nancy Pelosi thinks that she has control of everything, right? And there's so much that Nancy Pelosi can do. Okay, Nancy Pelosi, she needs to sit to the side. I know you can do your work and everything you need to do, but at the end of the day, Nancy Pelosi, I will tell you one thing, Nancy Pelosi, or any elites that tried to vote Biden out, okay, voted Biden out, or assumed that Biden was not good after that debate because it was a disastrous debate and didn't think he would come back after that disastrous debate. Or maybe even this, if the second one was a disastrous debate, it doesn't really matter to me because I don't look at that. I look at the record he has had. And the record that he has is he's beaten Donald Trump once. Okay. Once. He beat him already. And so, and Joseph Biden also elected Kamala Harris as his vice president too. Okay, so we have to give Joseph Biden a lot of props too, um, for what he has done. And now that he's off the ticket, right, he's still running the White House, and so there's all the skepticalness of oh my goodness, Biden's not running the House, and I'm like, well. Really? Because you guys just said that Joseph Biden couldn't debate because it wasn't that strong. He couldn't attack. That's the last time he used to attack. Um, the last 4 years that he attacked um, Donald Trump. And so that really irritated me too. Because I really did think he took punches at Donald Trump. And he did a really good job on that debate stage with Donald Trump. So to you, the elites that think that you have the right to try get the president out, I disagree on that 100%. And I know two people from Arizona who went against Joe Biden, and I was in the crowd, and I went like this to that person that came up onto the stage and was talking about the Harris and Walz ticket, right? He came up onto the stage, and I was like, boo, boo, because he came up, and I was like, Greg Stanton, you voted against Joe Biden. And so now he's a little shocked, like, oh my goodness, somebody's booing. Yeah, I'm going to boo because of what you did. And if you're really a Democrat, you should stick on that side, right? And stay steady with them. And so that really frustrated me too a lot. And we will see what happens after the Democratic National Convention. I know that Kamala Harris is pulling ahead in the swing states, right? And that's what happened with Donald Trump because of the Republican National Convention too. He was ahead too. So right now it says that Harris is leading in a lot of the polls right now for the swing states, which is great for me, right? But you guys, you not know that November's not here yet? Let me say that one more time. Did you guys not know it's not November yet? It's only August, and she's pulling ahead right now, right? She's pulling ahead, which is great, right? That's great momentum, and I'm happy. Harris Wall ticket, right? Great. This is great. So I'm on the Harris Wall ticket, but I would not be satisfied until that November comes, right? Until we finally say that she wins. So right now, that is my where I stand as a Democrat, right? Um, and what I view right now, because the president of the United States is not an easy job. It's the hardest job ever. Okay, it's the hardest job ever to have in the world, to be the president of the United States, right? and see Joseph Biden be able to run the country. And he's still running the country now. And so it's kind of hard to look at Kamala Harris. What policy are you going to bring out to the table? Since we've had to switch away from Joe Biden, we had to shoo him away, which I would love to have Joe Biden, but they took it around, and the elites decided to rally against Joe Biden. And I disagree 100% with that. I believe that the people of America, the votes that voted for the Democratic nominee, Joseph Biden, voted for him. They voted for him to be the nominee, right? So are you going to stick with him all the way? Because those 14 million people should have stuck with him until the time came in November, right? But apparently not. Apparently not. And so we decided to lean on the elites, from Nancy Pelosi to Greg Stanton. There's another Latino here that went against Joseph Biden too. So that was very frustrating. Very, very, very frustrating. But yeah, so it's just very this is where my stance is, right, on all of these political things. And now we'll have to see what goes on next. Okay. So that is my update on that. So go Harris and Walz ticket. I do love the Harris Walz ticket. I love the enthusiasm from Harris because she loves to dance a lot. I love seeing that. And I also love Walz because he has protected the LGBT community, and he was a coach. I think he coached football, and he also held an LGBTQ plus community in high school. He let them have a group or something like that in high school. So I give him so much props about that. And yeah. So let's switch to another subject I would like to talk about. Disney. Here we are. Let's go to Disney. Oh my goodness, this would be exciting to talk about too. So Disney. I saw somebody on I think it was Newsroom. Yeah, Newsroom. And I saw this article, or not article, it was a video this morning about disabilities. And how people have taken advantage of the disability DES system at Disney, right? And that's very frustrating to me as a disabled person, having it my whole life, having autism and autistic spectrum. That's the most disappointing thing to me, to hear in the disabled community, that people have take advantage of me, right? Take advantage of me and other people that don't really we take it because we need it for us. For us, we need it. Now, people that have taken advantage of it made it more rough for us to be able to experience the rise. And I just heard that I think 90% now, it's 90%, I think 89 or 90%, I don't remember, but it's pretty high percentage of people that have taken um, have taken they have taken advantage of the system, of the disability system. And so that is just very frustrating to me. Hopefully they will be able to get down to something, because like more diagnosis, it's just hard to tell right now. But yeah, that's just one way right now that I can tell that, as I can see it more, like I'm like, wow, people have really take advantage of this system. And some people will not agree on my stance on this, because I don't know if they had a disability their whole life, or they just never learn the way I've learned how to have compassion for people um, with disabilities. I welcome everything, right? And so that's how I'm very diverse. I'm from Hawaii. You welcome everybody, no matter if you're transgender, whatever you are welcome. And we have different opinions, but we also respect each other, right? And that's the aloha. Um, so yeah, so hopefully we will get down to the DAS stuff. And I am just so frustrated about that. And, and so now that gives me more true colors over that too, um, over the disability in general, just anything in disability world that people have take advantage of the system. And so that really frustrating to me. Um, and so we need to get to the bottom of that because that is not acceptable. Um, because it's harder for me to do things and you know it's very embarrassing to me. So yeah, that was another thing. And so today, um and you will hear this podcast I think the next day. But yeah, today has been crazy. This whole week has been crazy. So you got to hear some things that I've been doing right now, but today has been a crazy day. um that I've been struggling with some things too, with where I'm going to stay at. Um, you know, is the rent going to get paid? That's a big issue in my family. Are they going to stop gambling? That's a big thing in my family. Um, so yeah, we had this morning. I woke up. It was like 4 o'clock. I only had 2 hours of sleep because I'm dealing with my depression and my anxiety right now. And so that's been really hard on me. And so 2 hours roughly, I haven't been getting lots of sleep, so that's been really hard lately on me. um but yeah, and so I woke up at 4. I was like, oh my goodness, the washer's going. And then my dad was, I guess he had an accident. And some things happen for a reason. There's a reason why things happen, and I can't explain that. You know, the doctor told you to do things, and you don't listen to the doctor. What you're supposed to do, then there's nothing I can do, right? Because the doctor is the one that tells you what you need to do. Also, um, another thing, I think it was around like 8 o'clock. I think at 8, 9. It would have been 8, 9. I think 10. One of those. Yeah, so I woke up. I was doing my thing, whatever, chilling in the morning because I'm gonna nobody awake this early in the morning. And I'm over here and talking to my father. And then we started to talk about things. I started to talk to my um, some financial things. And so they were disagreeing on a problem with what I was saying. And I said, well, people that own houses, yeah, they got to pay to the bank, but it's still in their name because they're still paying to the bank. And then fully it will be in their name once they pay the bank in full, right? And so, we were going off that subject, and I said, you know, they're like, don't talk about that. You don't know what you're talking about. That's what they said. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about this. Shut up. Don't, no, 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 no. They was going off on me. And I said, well, first of all, I do not want somebody to talk to me about this because I've talked to people that that are rich, wealthy, have money, um, and I know wealthy people that don't pay their taxes and wealthy people that do pay their taxes to the government. And that's an interesting thing to me too. Um, because it shouldn't be that hard to pay your taxes if you're wealthy. But yeah, so I'd go into this with them, and all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I don't want to deal with you because, first of all, you guys are gambling, and I've been bringing this up so much, and they're like, shut up, shut up. I was like, no, I'm not gonna shut up about it. And so, what the instant they know not to bite the bear, right? Bite the bear. Do not aggravate somebody with autism. Do not aggravate somebody with autistic. Do not do it. And I would tell people right now, do not aggravate them. They already have enough to do, and I already had enough going on, right? And so, and then you have to deal with your autism. And so, when you're trying to bite the bear, he's gonna go off, And so I did. I went off, and but they were going off first. I tried my hardest to keep my composure as much as I can because I cannot do that. And so what did they do? They kept on picking the bear, and then she decided to bring the lettuce bag on. And she started to throw it at me, abusing, and that's has been happening in my family for years. As abuse has been going on in my life for a long time. Abuse, hitting, has been there for a long time. My father was already for domestic abuse. We went to CPS, so it's always been a big thing in my family. So yeah, my sister kept on threatening and hitting it at me. I said, "Why are you doing that?" She said, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up." So it just kept on going and going and going, and then she kept on doing it. And then finally, what did she do? Guess what else she did? She came in my room because I wouldn't stop talking about it. She came in my room, and not even her property, but she comes in my room and takes my laptop, okay? Because she's already trying to hit me. I'm not even trying to hit her, nothing. She's doing it full force. My dad's over there watching. He's an abuser, so he's going to watch it. He's going to do it. He's going to watch and let it go, right? Like I said, it's you done it, so you're going to watch and think it's cool. Yeah, my father's going to think it's cool to see it going on. Ever since I've been here, my father has never stepped up to the plate. I've had to step up the plate and try to figure out what is going on. And my father's over here just encouraging the bad things. And so I've had to be the bigger person to not do that. And she comes into my room, she comes and grabs my laptop and like, you better not talk anymore, because I'm gonna take your laptop and I'm gonna throw it away. I'm gonna throw it over there where it's broken, right? And so she does. She goes out there, and I'm like, okay, no, because heck no, you're not about to do that. No, you're not about to do that and take my stuff. When I never did anything, I was just talking about something like that, and you're getting upset about this, right? And so she goes and takes the stuff and throws it, and she almost broke it. And that was very affectionate. So I'm like, give me my laptop back now. They already know not to bother me. I don't want to be bothered, right? And they still insist to bother me. The roommate knows. He still insists to bother me. My dad, he still insists to bother me. My sister, they still insist to bother me. They still poke the bear. Wouldn't you feel a certain way too? If I know people don't know because they don't have autism or autistic, but if you are on that spectrum, wouldn't you feel a type of way like you're still you're poking the bear too much? Like you need to not do that. Don't poke the bear, right? And I guess people don't understand that. And so, I was pissed. I was like, Mom, get over here now, because I can't deal with this now. And so I was like, oh my God, my mom is not over here. My dad is over here. Your mother can't do anything about it. My dad has always been in an abusive relationship with with my mother, right? So it's been like that for years. So, he's gonna say things like that. He's an abuser, so he's going to say things to my mother like that. That's my life. That's my mother and father. And that's sad about it, but it is what it is. And I was like, oh my goodness, you need to come over here now. Thank God she finally came over here. But yeah, I had to call the cops because I called my counselor. I was like, what do I do at this point? Because I don't know what to do. Like, she had my laptop. I don't know if she's going to break it. And I'm like, no, this is ridiculous. You're touching my property. That's crazy. And so, um, yeah, she didn't give me my laptop back at all. So I talked to the police, I talked to Child Protective Services, and so I talked to them about whatever I need to talk to them about because I needed to talk to them. Or not child, um, Adult Protective Services because I do need help with things and, I have to step up to the plate now because there's things that have been draining me, and so I need the help now. And so here I am in this situation now. But now you get to hear the updates. And yeah, so the cops was like, "What can we do? Can we de-escalate?" I went with my mother for a little bit today, and it was all right, But still, I was kind of fed up with my mom too, so I just came home. I said, Mom, I'm really tired. Like, I don't want to do anything. I'm really tired. Like, don't you feel like that way too when you're tired and you don't want to do anything and you're depressed and anxious already? And they're trying to figure out meds with me. It's really hard. And I know everybody doesn't feel this way because you had to move on and ignore it. And so I'm not the same way. But yeah, so that happened. And now here I am in this situation. Um, Still, I don't know where I'm gonna live. Um, Maybe I'll have some more later on, but I'm not gonna talk about that. And something that's been on my mind a lot lately. Um, I told everybody about this when I grew up in Hawaii, right? I don't know anything else. My home was Hawaii, right? I moved here in 2008. My mom and dad moved out here for us to have better education because of our disabilities. So she wanted us to succeed. Was really hard to move because, we were born and raised, grew up there. So it was a very hard move for us. Very hard. It was very difficult. You come from the strong roots. It's very hard to just move and hop over here. It's just somewhere that's not even the Hawaii, okay? you know, like if you're Hawaiian, you were born and raised in Hawaii. Um, but yeah, so what makes me frustrated the most is, like I said, my family here in Arizona that I've had here. It's very interesting. So my grandmother has always been like this way. Um, my whole life that I've been here. She's been really nice when we were in Hawaii, right? I thought it would be a little, nicer when we came up to Arizona, but that was you see her true colors is my grandfather and my grandmother were not very accepting of us, of our family. And ultimately, if we wanted to, if we had nowhere else to go, or if we wanted to visit and just drop by and visit and maybe just spend the night, there was always an excuse, right? Um, the excuses were very lame, whatever excuse they had. Um, and so that I feel like that is so not family. That is not Ohana. I don't know where that comes from because there was always an excuse for something that, oh, well, you can't spend the night because there was always some kind of excuse, and it was a lame, like I said, it was a lame excuse. So it's just funny. Um, and so if I didn't have a place to go either, there was always an excuse. But she did always stick up for somebody. It was always my cousin, True and Steel, because she had cousins. She rose them up. She raised them up as little kids because whatever happened to the consequences with whatever happened with their family. So they took them in, and they were like their little babies. They treated them like they were loyalty, like they were the king of the castle, the queen, the prince and the queen, and not even prince, but like they were the high royalty of the castle in their house. So, like I would come over and I would fight with my grandmother or my grandfather, whatever it was. There was always some kind of protective, right? My grandmother had a protective. We got in a fight, you know what she would do? She always had the protective of her little cousins, my little cousins over there, that I thought were so sweet. They were sweet and stuff, but those they would talk behind my back. I know they would, and they would talk behind the back. They would go talking to my other cousins, my other aunties and uncles that I knew, right? In Arizona too. And you know what? On the other thing, they would never let me go into the house either. No, because I know that because when I was homeless, they never let me in the house already. So they would never let me come into the house. And I would really think they would never let my mother in the house either. My mother was treated as the black goat. She was the target, right? Nobody liked her. She was different. Nobody liked her, not even her parents. So yeah, that's very frustrating. And so now it's taken on to the kids. Um, so yeah, there was a lot of jealousy um, from the cousins to, and maybe they have a better relationship. But this is my stance, right? None of them. They're so fake. It's so no ohana there. It is so fake, and I would tell you that 100%. People may not agree with it, but I would tell you it is so fake. Fake. And they had the audacity to tell me, I am not Hawaiian. I am not Hawaiian because I was never born and raised in Hawaii. I was born in Hawaii, okay? Raised. You can't tell me I wasn't born and raised in Hawaii. You could never tell me that, okay? In the first place. And the audacity to not the family in here in Arizona not be able to go over to the house, spend the night, whatever, be able to stay there at the house and whatever, eat the food, whatever it is. There's always some kind of pickiness. There was always some kind of pickiness, and it still goes on. So they may come over later on and say, "Oh, why did you say that stuff?" I'm like, because this is true stuff, and this is stuff that's been going on for years, and it's never been exposed. But no, it's just. But yeah, so this is stuff that I have to deal with, and you know. Also, I learned that, you know, you pick who you have in your life. And luckily, I have, thank you to my friends that I've had for a long time. And that is my true best friend because they have been the strongest support for me through my life. And it's great to have that kind of support. And so that I've had friends in the past that have been really nice, but then they also turn their backs on me. And that's not a true friendship. I will tell you right now. It is not a true friendship. And this is where it comes to Hawaii, right? Just because you don't review the same perspective or something went wrong, that doesn't mean you can't be friends with them. Um, but also, um, like you have to have that respect, and everybody has respect, that mutual respect in Hawaii. no matter what it is. You come back and you talk, whatever it is. And Hawaii has always been like that. Um, but like over here, no, you done something. Okay, I'm not gonna be, you know. So it's just very, very frustrating, and yeah, and I'm just so grateful for the friends I've had, because they have made me a better person, and um, the true friends that the two, actually, yeah, the one here, and I have one friend here, and she is the best friend I've ever had, and I could never ask for a better friend in my life. She has been there, and hope you will see her pretty soon in another YouTube video, hopefully soon. So, if you have a friendship like that, I hope that you keep it because it's really awesome to have, and she's a woman, and um, yeah, and we go through some of the same tough things. And so it's just so nice that I can have that support system from her. And also, I have another best friend that I've had since I lived in Hawaii. We talk all the time. I really haven't really. She lives in a different state though. But yeah, she's always stayed connected with me. Always stayed connected with me. Um, so it's been so nice to have um, that connection with that friend too. Even though she's all the way in a different state, but she does have two kids, and yeah, I'm a proud uncle of them too. You know, in Hawaii, you do uncle, auntie, no matter who it is, your uncle, auntie, your friends, that's not, whatever. Hi, uncle, auntie. You know, it's a little weird over here. You don't say that to everybody, apparently. Apparently, But yeah, so if you can ever have those kind of relationship, please, friendships, please hold on to them. If you think it's going to be a good one, please hold on to those friendships because they are the best friendships you can ever have. Um, and the friends that I've lost, and I've learned a lot from them. But I also realize that you have to be the person you are. And those people might be jealous of you. They might not have the character that you have, whatever it is. But they're not true friends if they can't support you in who you are or whatever it is. That's not a true friend. But a true friend is somebody that sticks by your side through thick and thin. No matter whatever you're going through, they're there through the thick and the thin of everything. You can talk to them about everything you need to talk to them about. And that's what it's a true friendship is about. And yeah, so I hope you can find that true friendship too. And don't be afraid to not step out of the boundaries, right? It's okay to step out and enjoy your life a little bit. But yeah, so thank you for being here on another podcast episode with me with another weekly update, another weekly um, podcast episode on the Real Trash podcast. It's been some trashy subjects today, but I thank you guys for being here and listening from if it's on the TV to it's on your cell phone to on yeah, anywhere. It doesn't really matter. So thank you so much for being here and watching my Real Trash podcast. And please go subscribe to my channel, on my YouTube channel, if you have not got to yet. And keep on watching my reels because I like to dance a lot. I love it. It's so much fun. I love it. I like the music of the beat a lot. But yeah, thank you for this weekly update, y'all. And we will see what goes on in the DNC, and we will see what happens next week. But as I always say, ahui ho, and always be yourself. Ohana Angels. And thank you so much, Real Trash Podcast. And I will see you guys on the next podcast episode. Love y'all. And have a great one, okay? And always be yourself. Bye. See y'all later. Bye bye. Love y'all. Bye.